Yer, que lo que, what's good, we back, just for a little video, just before training camp starts right now, so one little video, we've been off on a minute, we've got a lot going on, all three of us are very busy, salute to New Knicks, salute to Machete G, salute to the fam, salute to M Special, salute to all of y'all, replay gang, live gang, all of you guys, appreciate you guys for always checking in on us. um, Quick little video. This is the last of the coffee convo. And just so you know, this is not a duplication or replication of anybody else's format. Salute to Morning Brew. We're not copying anybody. We support them. They're doing wonderful jobs at Morning Brew. Salute to Raw Hebrew. Never try to emulate or duplicate. We stay original. But someone said that it was copied from them. Never copying. It's only just this segment. And if you've seen the videos from when we first started this, I always do morning conversation, but I just call it coffee convo because I get thinking after coffee. Cafecito. Anyway, salute to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Today's the last edition of the coffee convo. I just wanted to do as a coffee convo what I thought of the projection for the starters that are on the team, from the persons of importance. If you see, I started with Julius Randle, why I said that, and so on to each one. I recommend to go back and look at that. And that's something that we've all said. If you go back to our last couple of lives, salute to Machete, salute to New Knicks. They brought up a lot of great points. And this is me from my point, just expanding on that. But if you look, they had a lot of great convo. Hopefully, we chop it up and put some other points on there so you can see. Hopefully, you guys are watching the replay gang as well. But this is the last segment we did the starters. Uh, the bench players it's up to them this year what they can do. So I set points on that, but it's really the starters that we're focusing on right now. And then the last person, probably the most important of all of them, is Tom Thibodeau. TH. Coach Thibodeau is the last important piece. We went through each player, but the coach is obviously what's going to set apart and make us either a winner or to struggle in the season. Coach Thibodeau, if you look at all his last years as coaching, he was pretty dominant as a Chicago Bulls coach. He hit almost his whole time that he was there in the 6 years he was there. He almost averaged 50 game wins. This is the first one he had with the New York Knickerbockers, but he's taken us to the playoff in 3 out of 4 years. And this is probably the best assembled team he's probably had in total. It's close to what he had with Carlos Boozer, Luol Deng, uh, Joakim Noah, Derrick Rose. They had a lot of great talent out there, but this is next level talent from what we got now. So it's a lot of great possibilities. But this year is coach management is what's going to be the most important. How he manages a team, how he manages their minutes, how he handles rotations, how he handles play calls and timeouts, um, different key rotations, different players, in order for our bench players to grow to who we think they can be. As we think Jericho Sims should have a big year, or he's going to be very important. You know, if injuries come into play, we don't have I Heart to count on, so it's going to be all on Joakim Noah and see what he can do. He's been working in the offseason. We'll see how that goes. We got back Precious Achua. We got him back on a 1 year deal. If he wants to make money, it's going to be a money making year for him. So he's going to have to play very well so we can count on him being very good, and see what he does. So you either have a year that he does so well that we sign him to a deal that he likes, or we sign and trade him. Hopefully that never happens, but I think he's close to. He can be a Jeremiah Grant that's in Portland. He has that ability. That's my comparison for him. I think he's close to Jeremy Grant. So I think he can definitely get out there if he gets a shot in line this year. If his three start hitting, if he's confident enough to take shots, even when maybe someone's calling for it, but if he feels he has a shot to take it. So we're looking for his confidence to step up this year, and then that should get him to that level of where we know he can be at, where he's played. If his rebound and defense stays well, that's good. All that, I'm going back to Coach Thibodeau. Thibodeau has been a winner. This is the first year he's had an entire team and depth. I don't think he's ever had a team with this much depth. He's had close here and there, but that's why he relied on certain players that he trusted, whether the other players, bench players, weren't ready or prepared, where this team is definitely prepared. When you go, I mean, we easily got 11 players that you can go to. So I would like to see Coach Thibodeau this year, if ideally 30 minutes, 32, 33 for, excuse me, I got to sneeze. All right, I'm back, my back. So about 32, 33 minutes ideally for Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle. If he can get them in 30 would be good, but those are two all-star players, two all-NBA players. It's going to be hard to reel them in, and those are your best players you have. So all that trade talk, I ain't even going to address that. You have an all NBA player, all star, unless you're getting that in return. I don't want to hear about it. So you have those two players that are going to pretty much dominate the ball. We know we have to have risk management with our center position, Mitchell Robinson. If you can get him at 22 minutes, 22, and then have a steady rotation, because the ones that got to prove themselves is Jericho Sims and then Precious. If you can somehow rotate those, Precious is not going to get that many minutes behind Randall. So at center could help him. Shorter rotations. I mean, I think if you give Mitchell Robinson the first 5 minutes of each quarter, and maybe the last 2 minutes of each quarter, something like that, like heavy on five, last minutes two to close out a quarter. I think that'll work really good. We slow down whatever the team's going to be doing early in the quarter, bring in Jericho and Precious for 4 minutes, something like that. 6 minutes to almost close out the quarter, and then bring Mitch in again to close out quarters defensively. I think that'll work really well. It preserves them and then puts them in the key minutes that we need. Early in the quarter, the first 5 minutes, that's usually Julius Randle time. So depending on how the coach manages him, if he can keep Mitch maybe the first 5 minutes, take him out, let him rest, check on his injuries, let Jericho and Precious work in the combination of those minutes, that'll look really good because we got a lot of depth. So I think that's ideally the way you want to handle Mitch, if in my opinion, for Tom Thibodeau. First 5 minutes, maybe the last 2 minutes per quarter, especially for the third and fourth. Um, I think that's how you would want to handle Mitch, bringing in Jericho Sims minutes here and there. Obviously, if Mitch is out for a game, I think it has to be Jericho to start. He's already familiar with the starting unit. The starting unit's going to take a lot of the shots. You got Mikal Bridges, OG just got his 212, so they're going to need touches. So you at that point you just bring in Jericho Sims, get rebounds, putbacks, any dunks when the other guys can't get a shot or they're trying to double team, and then you just become the air up there. So I think that's ideally how it should work, in my opinion, for a coach. And then Precious is either backing up OG. I'm sorry, he's backing up Randall, and he's backing up OG on minutes when OG's gone or if OG's hurt. You bring in Precious defensively, the length, the shot that works out. If Randall's out, I too agree with Raw that Tibbs is going to go to Josh Hart, but I think primarily he goes to Josh Hart because of his rebound abilities and he can defend. Although he's oversized most of the time as a starter, can he do it? Yes, but I think if he can lean on Precious, if Precious shows that he can do it as a starter, or again, that part will be matchups. So this is where coach is playing chess. It's gonna be a progression through each team. Matchups. It's always about matchups. So it's never gonna be one consistent thing. It's never. I don't think it's always gonna be where he's always gonna go to Josh Hart. He always looks at matchups and opportunities. So whatever matchup you playing big against Milwaukee or something like that, you have to go maybe Precious Jericho. You're not as much as he loves Josh Hart. You can't have Josh Hart guarding Antetokounmpo. So that way he would put pressure. So it's always going to be matchup. So it's not going to be one consistent thing of his go-to. One thing that Tibbs is always on, he always has a mantra. One game at a time, that's his mantra. And that if you're Jalen Brunson in his press conference, that's the same mindset. That's what got us as far as we did. One game at a time. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Even keel is the mentality. So there's going to be games we lose. You're going to see them just throw that game in the trash and be ready for the next game. So the mantra is very important for this year. One game at a time, steady and matchups. So Tibbs is real big on matchups. He has the tools that he can match up. Before we were very small, so he had to play small ball, and our small ball excelled in a lot of different places, and they were overwhelmed and other teams, or made it real close games or tight against Heat or other teams like that. So this year we have more size. So and the size that we're talking about is Precious and Jericho. So he's gonna have to rely on them heavy, and coach is gonna be making those adjustments early. People were saying 60 game wins this year. Yes, the talent wise we do, but I see us at a 54, about 54, which is big compared to 50 last year. If we can get a 54, would be really good. But I think you're going to see a lot of tinkering from Tibbs early, finding rotations, finding minutes, different substitutions. You're going to have Mitch that's going to be out, I want to say, till close to December. He's not in game shape yet. I'm not sure what the time frame is. I know he's going to come in a little late. I know Randall's going to miss a couple of games. And even then, when they come back, I see Tibbs letting them get ready and practice. I know Randall's not going to want to miss too much because he wants to make All Star, All NBA again. He's got a contract year, so I don't see him missing out too much. But I do see at least the first 5, 6 games or so, you're going to see Tibbs tinkering, looking at substitutions. Maybe throwing Jericho Sims is probably going to start the first game. You're not going to see Porzingis till at least January. So even though it's going to be the ring ceremony, I'm not putting too much stock in the first game. But I see Tibbs tinkering. I would like to see Tibbs. This is a first time Tibbs could go 10. I would like to see him go 10 early in the season, just to find out rotation, see what other players got, look at different minutes. He likes doing that. He likes looking at different looks. So early in the season, I can see him kind of tinkering and messing around a little bit and see who he is, see how the players are, see what Deuce is doing with other players. First time Dante, Jay Hart are going to be coming off the bench together for a lot of minutes. So it's going to be interesting to see. But this is a year for Thibodeau. Thibodeau is a ballers coach. There's player coaches, but he's a ballers coach. If you're not a baller, someone who loves, eats, sleeps, breathes this game, you ain't gonna like Thibodeau. Players just like playing the game. I'm in the game. I'm making money. They don't die for the game. They ain't out there getting the loose balls, chasing down. They rely on their talent. They got their bag, and they're content with doing that. That's not the type of coach they like, because a coach is gonna rely on you to do more than your skill set gives. You got to do more than that, and that's not Knicks mentality. Anyway. We blue. We bleed blue. You know what I'm saying? We're blue collar people. We're hustlers. We're workers, and that's the difference between us. What's the difference between me and you? So y'all know who it is. Put in the comment. Anyway, so that is the difference from Thibodeau. This is the year that you're probably going to see the greatest Thibodeau that we've seen in a long time. This is his moment that he's been trying to get since probably Chicago. The depth that he's been trying to get from Chicago. What he was trying to make and build in Minnesota. But those in Minnesota, they didn't have that heart. They didn't have that hustle. They weren't defenders. They weren't trying extra, which is the type of players we're talking about. Those are players. They had good players, but they didn't have ballers. And that's why it didn't work out in Minnesota, because he needed people with grit. And then you come over here, you got the silverback King Kong Julius Randle. You got Brunson, who's just a straight pit bull. And then you got the other players on top of that. You got the whole kennel of pit bulls out here. Whether some are puppies, you got Deuce as a puppy, but he's been biting since the time he came out to litter. So Thibodeau's going to have an excellent year. I got big belief in Thibodeau, and Thibodeau's going to erase all the haters out there. This is going to be the year that he plays 10 early. Playoffs, you always go a little smaller, but I think it could be an opportunity that he saw last year, even with the little bit that all these guys gave. When he started trusting, when everybody got hurt, he started leaning on Deuce. And when he let go of that, I need to have to see a certain way of doing it. When he just let the players go and put them out there and just say, do something, Deuce did something. He scored 29. He hit 9 3-pointers. He defended. He stole. So I think last year Tibbs learned to trust his players a little bit more. That's why you saw as they were running down, breaking down, you can see that he was starting to, you know what, I just got to let these players, I see them in practice, I just got to see what they can give me. And he just said, just go out there and give it to me, see what you got. And then they did. And then for people who are always looking at Tibbs or the Knicks are not winning, all the teams that have won have been together a long time. All you people that are always trying to trade someone, Boston's been together probably 6 years. Denver's been together a long time. I don't think any of those players, they got here and there, When they were with Gordon, they probably had Gordon for like 2 or 3 years, and then they won it. And even then, Milwaukee was together forever, and they won it one time. So it's not something that you could do all the time. But most teams that win have usually been together a couple of years. So relax with the trading. You got an all-star, all NBA player, and we're about to do the business. So this year is all about Coach Thibodeau. We got the players. Leon put everybody there that he could use. Reliable players, young players. You got Precious Achua, who's a young version, which way better, obviously, but a young version of what Nerlens Noel's bought. Defense, chasing down, way better offensively. Again, I think he's a young Jeremiah Smith. Jeremy Grant. Then you got OG Ananobi, who's a young Kawhi Leonard. Does get hurt like him too, but you got Mikal Bridges, who's just another elite level, more defensive Paul George, not as gifted offensively. These are the light versions. You got Julius Randle, who's Giannis Antetokounmpo light. You got Jalen Brunson. I don't even know a comparison to him. Maybe AI in the footwork, but his shot is crazy. So I haven't got a comparison for Brunson yet, but we got a deep team. We got snipers, shooters, defenders, rebounds. So watch out. I'm liking what Thibodeau's gonna do this year, and he also counts on his players. He's truly a baller's coach. He depends on his players. He tells them, "Look, I need you ready for the season. I need you healthy. I need you working out. These players have got to be ready, and they got to be gym rats. If you're not a gym rat, you're not gonna get to play in the gym." So this is where he's like, "Yo, if I see you working, I see what you got. He's up in the office right there looking down at the court. If he sees you hitting your threes, all right, I can count on him to do that." So, Mikal Bridges, you haven't seen him, but he's out there in the gym too. Now we're about 3 weeks away from training camp. This is where it's gonna start getting real, and you're gonna see Coach Thibodeau do work. So, last piece of this coffee convo, which I already drank all my coffee. I should have been sipping, but Tom Thibodeau is gonna be key. He's going to be very close to winning Coach of the Year. I'm going to put it out early. I'm putting it out early. Could be close to winning Coach of the Year. He's going to get snubbed because they're going to say he has enough talent, but it's definitely a year where he can win Coach of the Year. With the depth of the team, everybody balling, you're going to have 3 to 4 people having uh, great years. The Mikal Bridges is the X factor. OG just got a contract, so he's going to want to show something. It's going to be a very good year. The most toys Thibodeau has had. This is his best Christmas ever. He's not like Tiny Tim this year. He's got the best Christmas or best vacation, best birthday presents he's ever had. This is the most he's ever had. So it's going to be interesting to see him. I like to see him go 10 early, at least until Christmas time. Whoever's not playing up to par, they got till Christmas. This is just the business side of it, but you got till Christmas before you start seeing stuff moving around. I don't think so. I think Jericho balls out. I think Precious balls out. Unless something really happens, unless some crazy player becomes available. That's the only time you can do that. Other than that, we're running what we brung. I'm Blue and Orange Hive. Everybody's on the team right now. I'm riding with all of them. Precious, I ain't looking at trades, none of them. I'm looking for this squad to win a ring. I'm looking for this squad to continually be here. Everybody get their paper and contracts, come out and ball out. So, salute to you guys. Tom Thibodeau, my coach. I'm looking for crazy things from him. I would like to see him go depth this year. I just want to see him find some kind of ways to adjust, shorten. He's already seen it. He's played with Mitch 4 years, going on 5 years. He knows where he's at. He knows what he can do. He's gonna have to start relying on Precious and Jericho, and you will see it. Precious is gonna be the Swiss Army knife. He's gonna be power forward. He's gonna be the center. He's gonna be playing both center and power forward. He's gonna play with the bench team. He's gonna play with the starter team. So is Jericho. On times that Mitch may miss, and he's gonna miss some. He's gonna miss some. Whether game shape, you're gonna see Sims, and we're gonna see hopefully a much improved Sims, a better rebounder, good defender, staying on his feet unless he's ready to do some blocks. I would like to see his block at least get one block per game. That'll be a big improvement for me. That's all I got for you guys. Thibodeau for the win. Let's get ready for the season. I'm looking for a phenomenal season. First 20 games is going to be a lot of adjustments, a lot of tinkering, see who's going to ball out, see who's getting minutes. You're looking at Campaign not getting touches, Kolek not getting touches. They're not seeing any time, especially for the first 20 games. Once you tinker around, Campaign is just a utility knife. He's he's the box cutter when you need to open up a package. That's pretty much it. He ain't getting no burn time till around April. Sporadically here in games or when we're down, he'll throw Campaign in. If we need a boost of energy, some people just don't have it. He's gonna throw Campaign in there, and Campaign is just a fuel additive. He is gonna light it. He's that starter fuel New Knicks is always talking about. So Campaign's gonna be the starter fire. Um, Kolek, he needs to be getting triple doubles at Westchester. And even then, he's probably not going to play for a while. Because Deuce was giving you 30, 20, and 10 in Westchester and didn't see the court for nearly 2 years. So Kolek has to be getting triple doubles. He's definitely going to be in Westchester. Him and Jacob Toppin, they need their goal is to win the Westchester playoffs, whatever it is, the World Series that they got, the championship that they got at Westchester. That's their goal. Jacob Toppin and Kolek, y'all got to win the Westchester championship. They got to ball out, and that's going to be them for the next year, year and a half for them to play. But they ain't playing. They ain't no burn time. Coach Thibodeau, let's go. We're gonna see this year. Gonna see this year, and the shoulders shake them off. All right. Salute to you guys. Put your comments in the chat. Let me know whatever your thoughts are. Coach Thibodeau, the team, win percentages. Should I comb my beard? Whatever. Salute to you.